What's up? This your guy TFP23 back with another video. Shoot the like, shoot the sub, do whatever you feel. So I already know this about to be a controversial topic, and I don't even really talk about, you know, politics or nothing like that. At least not on my YouTube channel, but I figure I'd bring one out today. So really my stance on Trump is, you know, I don't think the dude did doing anything wrong. I just think people don't like him. I think it's all a brainwash. It's a brainwash society. At least for the people that don't like him anyway. It's you're brainwashed. Because tell me what the fuck this man did. This man ain't ever did nothing to nobody. Okay? You're trying to bring up these fucking fake ass charges, these fake ass motherfucking rumors, fake ass bullshit, all up on this man's name, and he ain't never did nothing. No, before he was president, all these fucking years, cause y'all act like the people that don't like him, they act like this motherfucker just popped up out of nowhere, which he didn't. Okay, so 30, 40 plus years, this man been around. He ain't nobody like never had a fucking problem. Nobody ever said a word about the dude. And even if they did, so what? Nobody ever called him a racist or nothing like that. Nobody called him a bigot, idiot, none of that. But all of a sudden, just because the man became president, 4 years ago, all of a sudden he's all of this that they calling him, and it just doesn't really make any sense. Because how would you feel if people act like they loved you and they respected you and all this type of stuff, and being famous and all that? Some people that aren't can't really understand, but you know you can understand the fact that if people was acting one way towards you, and then all of a sudden, because you became, you found a position of power and all that, all of a sudden they just turn their back on you, or they turned on you, and started treating you like you just, you've been the same person for damn 40 years. All of a sudden, because you got some power, you a totally different person. I don't think that's right. Even if you don't like Trump, I think we can all agree that that's not fair. It's not right. Um, you can go back and look through history, and Google is your best friend. Go look at this shit, man. The dude is not a racist. He never said anything about African Americans. I mean, at least in a negative way. Everything I ever heard from Trump about African Americans, it's always been positive. It's always been a positive message, and this has been going on. You can't really say, oh, it's because he don't want to catch no backlash, because he in the public eye, he's the president and all that. Trump been saying this for years and years and years. I'm talking, well, decades actually. But people won't have the patience and time and take the time to go look up this stuff for themselves. He been supporting African Americans. He never said anything about he didn't like Hispanics or anything like that. All he said is that he didn't want to have, you know, all he did was state facts. He said that you can see he said that you can see that people around, coming from across the border and all that, that have a history. They have, it's just they just have a history of coming over here, and you have people commit a lot of crimes and everything like that, and they're undocumented. And even if they're not committing crimes, in my opinion, I think it's fair to say, well, hey, people should become citizens. People should come over here the right way if they want to be here for the long term. I don't think you should have the same. I don't feel like people should. Okay, at the end of the day, we are all people, but at the same time, I don't feel like you should be able to come over here. You literally came from another country. Whether we talking about Mexico, or we talking about Germany, anywhere like that. You come from another. Excuse me. You come from another country. So I do want people to have the same rights that we do, as American citizens. But I want you to become a citizen of this country if you're gonna live here, and you're gonna base your life here for the long term. We should like I feel like that's part is just part of the deal, and I think that's fair enough. We don't get to go wherever we want to go and then say, well, hey, fuck what y'all, fuck y'all rules and regulations. I'm just here. and I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and you just got to deal with it. That's dumb. I wouldn't. I don't have that mindset. If I went overseas or something like that, or went to Mexico or anything like that, why would I? And I knew I was gonna stay. Why would I think that? Hey, I'm just one of them now because I just decided to live here. It's not that simple. It's really not. It's like people think it's that simple, but it's really not. It's just not. There's rules. No matter where you go, there are rules. So how is this any different? Whether you go to a job, whether you go to, no matter what profession you in, no matter it doesn't even have to be a profession. Even in households, anything of that nature, there are rules, there are guidelines, and they just need to be followed. You may not agree with them all, and that's just human nature. We're not going to agree with everything that people have set in place. But hey, it is what it is. You can either go by it and to get to where you want to be and get to where you need to be, or you can fight against it and then deal with the consequences later. But go look at this man's history. NAACP award or whatever. He had some type of award back in the 1990s or whatever for support, for supporting African Americans or whatever. Right there next to, thousands of black people accepting an award. But nobody will talk about that. How is the man a racist? The man is gay. The man is gay to charities, African Americans, not just them, but I'm just stating for the purpose, stating for the fact. He's made donations. He's gave to he's contributed all around the world, not just America. So how can you call this man a racist? And I know at the end of the day, it's not just about money, because anyone can get money and all that, and then still be a racist at heart or whatever. But he's just not. Nobody ever said anything about this until he became president. And I know you're gonna bring up what he said. People will bring up what he said about, like, who started that lie? Who started that lie about, oh, he gonna send everybody back to Africa and he gonna send everybody back to wherever they came from and all this type of shit. He never said that. What he said was misconstrued, and it happens in everyday life. It happens to everybody. Say, the common man, just like me and you. People, you might say one thing and then they take it another way. But how is that? Is that on the person's fault? The person that said it, is it my fault or your fault or anyone else's fault that someone interpreted what you said a different way than how you meant it? So okay. So it is like that's basically what you're saying. It's the person. It's our fault. Um, I feel like they should just leave the dude alone. He been in there 4 years. What has he really done? Like, I don't mean in a good, in a good way. I just mean, what has he done in a negative way that rubbed people the wrong way? Everything this man has ever said, they either chopped it up, you know, took half the story away, took the whole story away, and just made a sound bite or something like that. And then they show it to the masses, show it to the people that don't have sense enough to go look at a whole video and see what he said and see that there's context behind it. You wouldn't want people to like when you say something, you wouldn't want people to just act like there's no context behind what you said and just say, oh well, he said this and that. Or you wouldn't want someone to take away half of a damn sentence or paragraph of what you said and then use the other half and say, oh well, this is what he or she stands for. That's a lie. That's not true. So I really don't see what's hard to understand about that. But hopefully, we'll continue to have a good president, later on when election time come and all that. And I really don't want to see anybody else president for the next couple years, next couple years, next 4 years or whatever, because he hasn't really done anything to harm people. He's made the unemployment rate go down. And that's good in itself. I mean, of course, you have a job. Maybe that doesn't mean much to you if you held a job down for a long time. But I'm just speaking for personal experience. He's actually, he did something that other people hadn't done. People kept saying, "Oh, we're going to bring jobs back." People kept or I'm even going to say people. Presidents before him kept saying, "Oh, we're going to bring jobs back. We're going to do this and that, this and that, this and that." What did it amount to? They just gave people handouts. I would rather have a job where I can make my own money instead of depending on the government. That's that's period point blank. And I can appreciate how what he did. I can appreciate how he's done that. He kept his word. He's trying to turn America around, but people are people that do not like him and all of that. They're just trying to make it seem like he's the worst president we've ever had. And frankly, he's just not. I can think of 5 presidents worse than him, 10 presidents worse than him. And you don't even have to believe me. Go read stuff for yourself. Open a book. Get on the web. Go read this information for yourself. It's public, it's public record, it's public information. It's sitting there. It's just sitting there for everybody to read. Knowledge is no good if you're not willing to go obtain it. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Y'all get back at me. I'll be back with another video. Appreciate it.